Good morning, everyone. I am up early for a change and decided to do a little short Kiely Rodni live just to kind of see, where everyone's minds are at. We've been through a hell of a year, and the majority of that year, at least for me, was spent, focusing on the Kiely Rodni case. So, being that it's coming up on a year and we will be doing more Kiely Rodni content, I just wanted to kind of talk about her. So, let's say hi to everyone. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, Blind. And welcome in, Crazy Mama. And good morning, Kristen. How are you? Okay, so yeah, I figured there probably wouldn't be a huge audience at this time. But like I said, it was just an idea I had and ran with it because Kiely Rodni has never left my mind. She has never left my heart. And I'm sure that goes for a lot of us. We've pretty much come to the realization that we may not ever have any of the answers, any of the truth of what happened to Kiely, but it doesn't stop us from wondering and speculating and talking about the things that we do know, the facts that have been presented to us, and weigh them out and like get just more of when we started the Kylie Rodni case. And as we went, we were doing it as we were going and learning new things. And then you try to go back to the beginning whenever there's actually still things coming out. And it makes it a little difficult to kind of really go back to the beginning. So I think that's where we're going to be headed. Um, Me and a few other creators. That's kind of what we're going to try to do is really start over from the beginning, minus some of the bizarre, I want to say, distractions, such as, and not limited to, because I may forget a few people, but, or incidences, but the whole Ronnie Jones incident, um, the situation with Zanime, those kind of things that, yeah, the call in was weird from Ronnie Jones. I had a lot of questions when that happened. There's a lot of things, about this anime footage, but it's like those things are just irrelevant when it comes to trying to figure out what really happened to her, what's going on. Was this incompetence and then a cover up, or was this truly something accidental that happened at a party, a gathering? And then a cover up to follow. You know what I mean? Like the cover up was, I'm at a loss for words. I don't think Kylie herself got behind the wheel and drove herself into the lake. I also do not believe 100% that it was her body that was found in the car in the lake. There's been so many discrepancies with the CRVs, the VIN numbers, those types of things. And when you look at the history of the surrounding towns, like the Auburn documentary of Everyone Counts, things like that, there's just something that doesn't sit right with me. There is too many questions that are left unanswered, even when things were presented to us, such as the fire cam footage or the autopsy. Like none of it made any sense. And trying to make it make sense for over a year has been mentally exhausting and draining, because at the end of it all, we are right where we started at. We really do not know anything new. So that's my little rant to get this day started. Hi, Blazing Star. Welcome in. MJ. Good morning. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's been so active for me, but I just didn't I went to sleep sort of late, woke up early, got it out of my mind and, figured while I'm awake, might as well do this. You're right, Judy. We still love Kylie Rodni. And I know there are some people who are like, how can you love someone you don't know? But it's the point that she grabbed onto our heartstrings, and we know that she deserves justice. We know that there's a lot that is being hidden, a lot of things that are being silenced and not talked about. And you have to wonder why. And, she deserves justice. I hope you can do I don't know if I would ever do a Zenime live. If she would ever be open to speaking about the Kylie Rodni case, that could be a big maybe, having her on panel. I could see that, but I kind of just leave that part out. I don't know. I don't know where I stand with this anime thing. Yes, Judy, we can only deal with facts. Blind says we've narrowed down the questions, right? And the sad thing is like the things we know and the things we don't know. The things we don't know list is extremely long. It's a much shorter list of the things we do know. And that's the sad part. That's what breaks my heart. Okay, I'm gonna pull up this article real quick. Let me see the date on it. Jeez. So this is August 10th. And they kind of skip around on the dates and such on how they presented, but I'm going to start right here. People need to stop turning these cases into shit shows. It's sad. Right. And, I will admit that I was part of it turning into that at one point. Something I'm not proud of. And it's like when I do look back at it, we were so desperate for answers. It doesn't make it okay by any means, but when you're grasping at straws and you're just trying to make something make sense in your mind when you know something is off, you do get lost in it. But there is a way to talk about it and present it with tact and with class and keeping the integrity of the case and not um doxing and not bashing people or naming people as fact as being involved when we really do not know. We don't know any of the actual details. So it's like, I think there's a way to present these things in a way that you do it with based on what you know. Hi, Kim K. Welcome in. Good morning. MJ. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not saying that we don't know much. I was just saying the list of questions that we still have is way longer than the things that we do know, if that makes sense. Thank you, Crazy Mama. MJ, you deleted everything you had. You have never swayed from my belief. Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. We're gonna go through this little timeline real quick, and then I want to know your guys' thoughts. I want to know maybe how you started off thinking about the case. Like, what was your very first theory? What did you first think happened? And then when did it change? What made it change for you? That kind of thing. And I'm open to having anyone who wants to get on panel to talk about it. I don't mind doing that. But like I said, this is a last minute planned, unplanned live. We will be doing a collab with Killshot, Kristen, and several other people where we're going to have a healthy debate, speculation on Kiely's case, and we will continue to do that um, in the near future. So keep that in mind also. Maybe write down your questions, write down points, things that you would like maybe being elaborated on, maybe that there's something you've always wondered about, maybe one of us can shed some light on, things like that. Takes a lot to step back and see things as they were and moving on to present the case in a respectful way. Correct. And I just wish more people would do that. And this is not like bragging on myself by any means. I just think there's more creators out there, especially ones that have like completely stopped and stepped away from talking about Kiely, that I think could really, really do really good in bringing it back and talking about it. I have several favorite creators that did an amazing job, and I wish that they would come back and talk about it. We can question anything and everything we want. It's the assuming we know the answer that's dangerous. Right, Vaughn, that's what I'm saying. When a creator puts out some information and says, I know that this is what happened and this is that person and those kinds of things, you can't put out things as fact unless you can prove them, and not just by like, your own assumptions and your own theories and then putting out there as fact. That is irresponsible and dangerous, because if there is an active investigation, and as far as we know and what we've been told by Nevada County, that CHP is still open and so is the FBI. So it's okay to get up here and talk about it, speculate together, but to put things out as fact and get people going down rabbit holes that don't need to be going down, that's irresponsible and dangerous. Let's see. I strongly believe or feel that she was trafficked before the party. The party was just an excuse. Yeah, I'm gonna leave your comment on. I'm gonna star your comment because that goes along with one of my theories. But let's right, Kristen. Hard proof. If you have hard proof, there is nothing any of us can say. There's nothing that any of us can say that we know for a fact. We know that Kiely was last seen August 6th. We know that a vehicle was pulled out of Prosser on August 21st by AWP, and we know that there was a body inside. Aside from that, everything else is from other people. So it's hard to really say exactly what happened. I'm one of the ones that also wonder, when did she actually go missing? I do know, and this is based off of research on the Lost Trail Lodge, that there was an event that took place twice a year, and it was I want to say exclusively a men's retreat. So don't quote me on that, but I do know that it happened twice a year. And there was one the weekend before they're saying she went missing. Now, does that have anything to do with her disappearance? It could or it couldn't. It might have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with her disappearance. But my gut tells me that the date is wrong and that everything else is just a cover up and everything else is part of something much bigger and sinister. And I hate to think like that, but that's just where my mind goes. Okay, so according to this timeline, so August 5th, 11:30, Lindsay Neiman, Kylie's mother, who gave Kylie permission to attend a party at the Prosser campground, received a text from her daughter asking if her curfew could be extended to 12:30. Um and see, these were early articles, and I know things have changed since then because didn't they say she texted her mom at 11 and said she would be home in, oh gosh, see, and some of the details are still so they're not as fresh in my brain as they used to be, but it was something along the lines of she texted her mom and said that she was going to be leaving the party here soon and would be home at a certain time. So, according to this article, and we all know that even reporters and media can get things wrong and misquote. So, again, I'm going by just what I'm reading. And this one is saying that she texted her mom to get permission to see if she can extend her curfew. That's what I mean. There are a lot of inconsistent statements. There are a lot of discrepancies. And that's where people start questioning everything because when you have a timeline and when you have a mom who has a text message on her phone with a timestamp, I mean, those words should be the same no matter what article they're put in because that text message only said one thing. And what was it? To extend her curfew, to tell her I'm leaving. What exactly was that text message? We don't have proof of any of that. When, like exactly what time was she reported missing? So that is in this article. I'm gonna get to it, but the thing is that her mom called and reported her missing that morning, but they didn't put it out to the public until later Saturday evening. The only receipts that can actually prove anything is in Ellie's hands. I can tell you this and that. Would you believe me? Probably not. However, you should believe a creator. No, exactly. Please don't sit here and believe anything I'm putting out is factual because I'm going along with you guys and reading and speculating on the facts that are presented in front of us. We know there was a 911 call of seeing her car. Then we found her car. The middle bothers me. Well, Judy, when it comes to the 911 call, so we have since found out that there actually was not a 911 call. The person that allegedly saw a car near the water from across the lake, she never called 911 about it. She did speak to someone at the rec center where they were set up for tips and that sort of thing. She did speak to an officer about it. She offered to show them exactly where she saw the car's lights near the water, and they never followed up. So that's disturbing. Correct. I believe the same way. And I really wish that we would get some kind of information from someone like FBI or Homeland or even the CHP report. It would be nice to have something. Okay, so then August 6th at 12 a.m., we have Elsa Pekaric, who was at the party, saw Kylie around midnight. Does that mean this is 100% factual? We don't know. This is just a statement from Elsa. We don't know if it's 100% truth. We can only give her the benefit of the doubt. And if she says she saw her at midnight, we just have to kind of take it at face value. August 6th at 8 a.m., Kylie's mother woke up not knowing where her daughter was. She checked Kylie's phone location and it stated her last location was at the Prosser campground. She called Kylie's best friend, who said she left the party early and they were supposed to meet at a Starbucks to go camping at 9 a.m. Kylie's friends went to the Prosser campground and did not find Kiely or her car. By 9 a.m., Kylie's friends and mother wait at Starbucks in Truckee, hoping Kiely would arrive for their scheduled camping trip, but Kiely does not show up. Kylie's mother calls the police to file a missing persons report. So that's what I was talking about, blind. Her mom did call it in, I guess, 9, a little after 9, whenever they figured, okay, her car is not at the campground and she's not showing up here at Starbucks to meet for the camping trip. So that's when Lindsay called in to file a missing persons report. But those two agencies will not reveal what they found unless they know for sure. I get that. I just wish that if they're going to sit there and say that it was an accident and they expect us to believe that, then why not prove to us that it was an accident? Why not debunk Nick, the roadside assistance guy? Why not clarify, either confirm or deny what he's saying is true or false? There's so many things that they could have at least released that would help the case, like help it make sense. Why can't they give any actual specifics? That's what I don't know. That's what I'm confused about. Okay. So this is so 9 a.m. she reports them missing. It wasn't until 7:30 that Placer County Sheriff's Office released a missing person statement. So that's what I was wondering, like, why did it take so long to release the missing person statement? And I have a picture of the first article, first post. Here we go. And I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Let me see if I can get it to work correctly. All right. Multitasking here with different screens and presenting and all that stuff. So just bear with me. But let's see. I'll go back to this article in just a minute. Let me present this post. Okay. All right. So you guys can see this, right? Okay. So this was the first post that I saw on Placer County Sheriff's Facebook page. This was August 6, 2022. Missing person, community help needed. We need your help in locating missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni, who was last seen near the Prosser family campground in Truckee. Kiely was at a party of more than 100 juveniles and young adults. She was last seen at the party on August 6, 2022 at approximately 12:30 a.m. Kiely's vehicle is also missing from the party, a silver 2013 Honda CR-V with California license plate 8YUR127. Kiely's phone has been out of service since the party. I want to point out that they say 100 juveniles here. That number changes in several articles, and even at press conferences, it eventually reaches 300 partygoers. So, like I said, inconsistencies. They described her as 5'7", 115 pounds with blonde hair and hazel eyes. She was last seen wearing green Dickies pants, a black tank top, numerous piercings and jewelry, including a nose ring. So this was the very first post of Kiely's from Placer County, and this was August 6th. MJ, and you everyone has the right to their opinions and their speculations and their thoughts. Oops. And I wasn't there, so I have nothing to base my theory on as far as like her being in the car. Um I just I just don't think it was her, but I can't back that up with anything. I can only voice my opinion, and you have your rights to your opinion. And yes, Kylie was real. um I just I don't know about the car, her being in the car, the way they identified the body. It's just so it's so weird and odd, and there's too many questions surrounding the entire thing. The way they recovered the vehicle, um no DNA from like dental records taken, like none of that makes any sense to me. Good morning, Ruby. Welcome to my channel. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Shelly. How are you? What's up? Let's go. Right. No DNA. Yeah, I know she's real, but from there, I only have speculation. Same. That goes for so many of us because we don't have anything else to go off of. Okay, so August 7th was when the family pleads for public help. August 8th, family and friends host a community search party at the Truckee Donner Rec Center and District Park. Placer County Sheriff's Office holds a press conference announcing the FBI is now a part of the investigation. That same day, they were asking for the public's help in locating the missing 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. August 9th, 16 agencies are now involved in the investigation. Search and rescue teams are scavenging the area surrounding Prosser Reservoir, while helicopters and other aircraft fly over Truckee and North Tahoe searching for Kiely and her silver Honda CRV. August 10th at 2 p.m., CHP will hold a press conference with updated information on the investigation, including the following: a new item of clothing, a hoodie she could be wearing the night she disappeared. Police have no leads out of the hundreds of tips they received. None were witness accounts of Kiely leaving the party. Search teams are using water divers, dogs, and aircrafts in their efforts. CHP has video from local business and people who attended the party, and there is still no suspect. Okay, so this gave me pause. We know that they claim to have the video from the local business, which is where they got the still frame for her last surveillance photo, if that's Kiely. But they also have video from people who attended the party. So where is that footage? Why have they yet to show us anything factual about her being at the actual party? If they claim to have all this evidence that she was at the party, why have they not been able to be like, okay, so here's a picture of Kiely at the party? That's where things get weird for me, because what the lack of photos, the lack of evidence, the lack of like any kind of the teens and the friends posting anything about this party, and Kiely is in none of them. I mean, there's some party pics that went around, but are we 100% sure they're from the party? We don't know. This whole case was screwed from the beginning. They were telling them they wouldn't get in trouble without even knowing if there was any trouble had. Yeah. That's why I think it was a lot of cover up. Right? Search and cover up ops. Yeah, what party? That's what I'm saying. The few pictures that we did receive, there's no guaranteed proof that those were from that night. Now, I will say that I did find a few from the VSEO sites, and they were posted on August 6th. But again, those pictures could have been taken at any point and just uploaded onto VSEO at that specific time. It doesn't guarantee that that's the party and that's the actual night it happened. Yeah, that was the first red flag for me. First red flag for me was when I could not find any freaking party pics, and I was like, over 300 kids, a huge party like this, where's all the photos? And I mean, I checked every social media platform I could think of and could find nothing. Okay, so August 10th at 5:30, the community meeting will be held at the Truckee Donner Rec and Park District. August 11th at 2 p.m., law enforcement released an updated image of Kiely along with jewelry she may have been wearing the morning she disappeared. That was another question I have that still bugs me to this day, is why were they focused so much on this gold chain? And if you pay attention to the pressers where she mentions this, Angela Musalem specifically says if anyone has any information on this necklace, it could lead us into a whole new direction. That has never left my mind because it makes me wonder, did they find the chain and it wasn't on Kiely? And like why the focus on the chain? I That's something I couldn't get past. Is why was the one gold chain of such importance that they mentioned it at a press conference? She Angela says that the parents asked for this picture to be presented and the jewelry noted. And if you recall, in the autopsy, this solid gold chain is not listed. The other necklaces with the charms and different things on it are listed, but this solid gold chain was not listed on the autopsy. So, those necklaces, the damn sweatshirts, keychain, not the SUV or Kiely. Right. It seems like all of these other materialistic items were being sought after. I mean, when you have Alameda dive team stating that they were not allowed to search further than 25 foot out, and then there's statements from Sam Brown saying that they were looking for things like a cell phone. What was on her cell phone that they were so determined to find? Like, what kind of evidence was on her phone? But yeah, these necklaces, it bothers me. Okay, so let's see who's on August 11th. Like I said, this article jumps around a lot. Let's see. So August 5th at 6 p.m., detectives located surveillance video from a business in Truckee where 16-year-old Kiely Rodni was spotted on August 5th at 6:08 p.m. before she went missing. Why not release the video? Why take a still frame from surveillance? Why not release a video? I mean, many other missing persons cases, if there's any kind of surveillance of the person's movements in the store and whatnot, you usually get a good glimpse in a video form of said person. And this case was different. We got one still frame photo from a video. Make that make sense. No party. It was all made for distracting. I don't disagree because I don't have proof of a party. So it's like, it's one of those things where you're just like, show me proof of a party. Show me Kiely was at a party. Then I can believe the party. But what party? Hey, TF, good morning. Or is it getting to be afternoon? Yeah, it's getting to be afternoon now. They kept so tight-lipped with everything. Crazy. Yeah, everything. And we've had locals show up, in chats, and they've spoken and have said that many others that had sightings of her at Boca, that they were silenced. Silenced in what way? Don't know. I don't think anything nefarious, but silenced in a way where they no longer talked about her being seen at Boca. So I always wonder, like, did something really happen at Boca? Was she possibly abducted at Boca and Prosser was just the cover up? Okay. So then it skips around a little bit. August, I don't know why it skips so much. August 15th. Let's see if they have anything earlier. August 16th. Okay, I guess not. So this one skips to August 15th. Authorities shared a picture of a white sweatshirt Kylie was wearing earlier in the evening, the day of the party. It is unclear if she was wearing the sweatshirt when she was last seen. So that's so right here they say she was wearing it earlier in the evening, and then it's unclear if she was wearing it when she was last seen. Well, how do they know when she was last seen if they previously said no one saw her leave? When was she actually last seen? Who was the last person to see her? According to Sammy Smith, it was her, and that's just based on what she's said in public. But then you also have her saying that she spoke to her on the phone after she left, and she could hear people in the background talking like Kylie was still at the party. So then Sammy wasn't the last one to see her. If when she spoke to her, she could hear people in the background. Okay, crazy mama. Have fun. She may have been at Boca between the gap of time 6 to 10 before showing up at Prosser. That's also a very good observation, because we do have a gap in the timeline between the last surveillance, if that is indeed her, and the time that they're saying that she was last seen at Prosser. And again, I have like my notes I have to go back to, but and rewatch the Sammy interview to refresh myself. But again, that's Sammy's account of things. That's Sammy's story. So do I have proof of anything she's saying that's true? No. All I can do is go off of what she's saying. But then again, I don't know if I completely 100% trust what Sammy's saying. So the timeline is just what people have put together, and it's all misconstrued because no one can really prove anything. It's possible to get things off phones for cases, but it would have to be court ordered or family provides. Neither would happen in this case at this juncture. Yeah, and that's the sad thing. That's the if there was anything incriminating on that phone, if there was anything that stated otherwise that could lead us to know exactly what happened to Kylie, it seems like that time limit has passed. MJ, your opinions and thoughts are welcome here. That's what we're doing. I'm also presenting my thoughts and opinions to you guys. So feel free to share your opinions and thoughts. Oh, TF, I hope you feel better. I know the cough that lingers really sucks. I feel the same way. I've always felt that there's a Boca connection. When did she pick Mags up? Drives me crazy. Yeah, that's what I mean about the timeline. We have a timeline told by teens who were at the party or whatever. So it's like, can their timelines be trusted? Are they just making up a timeline? If this was a huge cover up, if something happened either that weekend or before, and these kids are just thrown into it and have to play their part, the truth comes easier than the lies. So the timeline just is all screwed up. I don't know at which point she picked up Mags. Um, that drives me crazy too, MJ. I don't understand it. I don't think she was making creme brulee earlier that day. Yeah, like, see, I know the day. No, I don't know. Let me put this out there. I know it was said that the day before that she spent the day or the evening with Jagger, Kate, and maybe a few other friends. I don't know if they named any friends, but they were at Hot August Nights the night before, which would have been the Thursday. And then you have Kate's interview where she's saying they hung out that day and they made creme brulee. But it's like, what if something happened at Hot August Nights? And it led to Boca and then to Prosser. Like, there's so many things to talk about and to think about and speculate about because we have no idea, you know? Um, we weren't there. We don't The people that were there aren't talking. There's a reason for their silence, I believe. I pray that it's for good reasons that they're not talking, but we're almost a year in, and you would think that something would have come out by now, and it hasn't. So it's disheartening. So many gaps in the timeline. Who the hell did the timeline? Sammy. I mean, a lot of it is based off of what Sammy said because if you think about it, when everything was going down and everyone was just scrambling, I myself was just spreading her flyer all over social media, trying to figure out what happened. And then you hear about Sammy's interview, and then you deep dive into her interview and you pick apart everything that doesn't make sense. You see the moments in that interview when she stumbles on her words or the truth is a little harder to speak about. So I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you, any of you or myself, definitively what happened, what the timeline is, because we do not know. We just don't know. A lot of us feel Kylie was missing before that party. I do not trust most the locals talking about Kylie. Yeah, and I really can't make an opinion on the locals that have chosen to speak out. There are some locals that I trust wholeheartedly, but I haven't talked in depth with them about the case. Only their content that they've put out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I personally think that she was missing. Excuse me. I think she was missing before what they were actually saying. I think they needed time to come up with some kind of plan to make it appear this way or that way. And I personally think that she was possibly the T word. I don't want to say it out loud, but or it was a debt owed, family members, water rights, that sort of thing. You have to go back to SF's interview on CNY. He mentions that Grandpa gave him a list of places to search for Kylie, one of which included a water plant. And so I don't know if SF Investigates is being honest. I don't really trust anything he says either. So, but if you were going to take that into consideration and say that really did happen, why would he send him to check at water plants? That's what makes me pause and think, okay, maybe this is way bigger than we think and it has to do with water politics. But again, that's speculation because I don't know. Creme brulee has a lot of slang terms. Right. I don't think it was ever the dessert. If I'm just being honest, I never thought that. I was like, they were making something else. Don't know what that was, but it was not the dessert. And yes, SF is full of crap. That's what I'm saying. I don't believe everything he says. I believe 2%, if that, of anything he says. He's not to be trusted, at least in my opinion. So the way they stated it when they posted it was, we have developed information that Kylie was seen in a video earlier in the evening at the party wearing the white sweatshirt pictured in this photo. It's unclear whether Kylie was wearing the sweatshirt when she was last seen. So to me, it's like they have a video of her at the party. Not sure why they couldn't just release that. Um, but then it was unclear if she was wearing it when she was last seen. So I think that the word choices are interesting. Let's see. And then August 16th at 6 a.m., officials confirmed Kylie's vehicle has a ram sticker right below the rear wiper blade. As the investigation into Kylie's disappearance continues, authorities urge the public to call the tip line immediately if they spot a 2013 Honda CRV with that same sticker under the rear wiper blade, as they believe it is an identifying attribute of her vehicle. And again, we have the sticker that Sammy said it was a bull. And they knew this as early as August 16th. Well, as late as August 16th. Because Sammy mentions it in her interview on August 9th. So we only know what they want us to find. They don't like the heat so close to the HTC and cultist wage of lots of yucky towns. Yeah. Sammy saw her last. Did she have a sweatshirt on? Obviously not, according to this autopsy. Yeah, and that sweatshirt could have come off at any point between last scene and autopsy, her being found. To me, from what I've seen in the underwater footage, and a lot of others have seen it, is that you can see the Odd Future hoodie. You can see the outline of, like, even like the lettering that looks like the Odd Future hoodie was inside of her vehicle. So again, you got to use speculation. And TF, I know that the sticker isn't ominous. I just thought it was interesting that um, Sammy's the one who brought it up, and then it was mentioned like so much later about it. Okay, let me switch over to this tab. Okay, so this is posted August 10th. Police in Northern California have released a new image of missing teen Kiely Rodni, but said their search has hit a roadblock. The 16-year-old was last seen early Saturday morning at a party near the Prosser family campground in Truckee. Sergeant Scott Alford said Wednesday that authorities have dedicated 3,000 man hours to searching for Rodni and have enlisted help from the FBI to find her. Authorities said the search has involved air support, dive teams, and cadaver dogs in their efforts to locate the teen. Police have also collected tons of video from gas stations, private businesses, and residents, and they are working on deciphering the data. Rodney Score is also missing, leading the sheriff's office to investigate the incident as a possible abduction case. The sheriff's office on Wednesday also released an image of Rodney from August 5th, a few hours before she disappeared in the early morning of August 6th. The image was taken from a security camera at a local business shortly after 6. And see right here, they say a black bodysuit, which makes you wonder about, oh gosh, makes you wonder about the tank top that was found by the Jessica person. I don't know her last name, but I know she did put her name out there. But she actually had the data to back up the location of the sweatshirt, of the tank top that she found. Okay, so authorities said they have collected videos taken by attendees at the party where Rodney was last seen and are reviewing the footage. Police said no one they have spoken with saw her leave the party. So it sounds to me that they have a bunch of videos of people that were at the party that Kylie was last seen, but no one that they spoke to saw her leave the party. So where are any of these videos of the party? At least show us that there's a party. Police admitted Wednesday that they were frustrated by a lack of new leads in the search and pleaded with those who attended the party to contact law enforcement with any information they may have, stressing that anyone with a tip may remain anonymous if they so choose. People that were there, if you know something, please say something. Police also displayed an image of Rodney's car and a picture of a black hoodie given to her by a friend that is believed to have been in her possession at the time of her disappearance. The hoodie reads, "You don't want to be forgotten, you just want to disappear." That quote has always been really creepy to me, which makes me think that this whole thing was planned. Those words are just, they don't sit right with me. Okay, so that's it for that article. Okay, I think I'm going to just stop sharing screen. It's already been an hour and it doesn't feel like it. But yeah, so over the last year, we've learned a lot. We have more questions. What was your guys' first theory of what happened to Kylie? And it could have changed over time once more information came out. But like, what was one of your first theories of what happened to Kylie Rodni? Hey, Krasuma. Since Sammy was in charge of the teen talks, she may have received information early on from Kylie's family, such as the Ram sticker. Right, and she is the one who mentioned it on the August 9th interview with Tony Dodge. I just don't understand why the press conferences, the police at the press conferences didn't release that until like August 16th. If it was an identifying attribute of her vehicle, you would think that would be something they would put out immediately so they could have that to look for the CRVs in the area. I would also like to see any pictures of her the night before at Hot August Nights to better help with the timeline, right? Like, give us some kind of solid proof. But instead, we have nothing. Yeah, I feel this way too. She was failed by a lot of people. Everyone let her down. Hey Art, so my email is pinned at the top of the chat. It should be. Yeah, that's, you can email me at that email. But yeah, so there is so much to talk about, and like I said, we're going to be doing future lives with panelists. We're going to have like a full panel, and we're going to discuss and talk about theories, talk about facts, what we know, what we don't know. We're going to look and analyze at the different possibilities of how her car went into the water based on aerial footage, based on how AWP described her car being found. Like, we have a lot of content. We have a lot of things to talk about with Kylie's case. So be looking for that. Make sure that you have my notifications set to all. Kristen's, Killshot, Michelle, and Kristen, if you're still in here, maybe you can drop Michelle's. I need to add her to my Nightbot. But yeah, definitely be looking for more future content on Kiely Rodni. Because I promise you, we have not given up. We have not forgotten her. I don't think I ever will, to be honest. It's the same for, Summer Wells and Oakley Carlson and many others that I just can't and won't let go. Hey, Melissa, how are you? And I know CNY has been posting a couple things. And in case you guys missed it, Cece did post something on her community post. So if you get a chance, stop by and read that and show her some love. She does continue her content on her TikTok and Instagram page. Cece is another creator that I absolutely love, and I know that I can go to for factual information. Thank you, Isco. And thank you, Kristen. Yeah, also PJ will be collabing with PJ as well. So does anybody have anything they want to add about Kiely Rodni? Um, like I said, I just wanted to talk about her. I want answers. We all do. I just want justice for her. And I don't know that we'll ever see it. I would like to pray that we will someday see it. Could be years from now. And I'm okay with that as long as she gets her justice. No problem, MJ. Yeah, we're excited to keep talking about her. And, the year anniversary is coming up. I'm pretty sure we're going to do something for August 6th and then again on August 21st, the day she was found. It's a lot to go. Um, it's a lot to go forward on, but I think it's important to start over at the beginning now that we do have all of the facts, or should I say, all of the information of the things that we know that have brought us here today. Yes, justice for Kiely. Thank you, Blazing Star. I try my best. A lot of times I'm at a loss for words when it comes to Kiely's case because I feel like we have gone down every rabbit hole possible. I mean, I myself have spent hours upon hours upon hours since August 9th going through so much information and trying to make connections, trying to make it make sense. And at the end of the day, literally it led to nothing, no real answers. Unless someone someday has a conscience and comes forward and speaks the truth on what really happened, I think that's the only way that we're going to find out. TF, no worries. That will not happen here. I don't see those kind of people. So you have nothing to worry about. Oh my gosh. Right? And then with the, oh, that's too much. But anyway, before I close this out, what is everyone's plans for the weekend? Does anyone have anything interesting coming up this weekend? I know what I have to do is get my pool clean. We have, oh, here in Louisiana, we have so much pollen and the humidity and everything else that's against us when it comes to our swimming pool. So we're having to get the algae out because, yeah, that's starting. But we're catching it just in time. So my pool should be back to normal by Sunday. We have a lot of chemicals and a lot of work to do, but gonna get that settled soon. And literally that's the only thing that that I look forward to in summer because Louisiana summers are too brutal to not have a pool. and it's my happy place. So, Wisco, wow. Cajun struggles are real. The heat is real. That's the problem. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. Hi, Liv. Sometimes I wonder if it's a serial killer because Dante, Kylie, and Trinity. So I don't think, and this is me personally, I can see how you might think that, but I don't think so much a serial killer. I just think that there's connections. For Dante, we haven't really found a connection, but his situation in his case is definitely suspicious. But Kylie and Trinity, we did find some connection, and I personally think it's the illegal moving around of persons, the T word. Um, that's what I think could possibly be at play here. But again, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. Let's go. No comments. But yeah, all right, y'all. So I am going to try to be more productive and get some things done around my house that I haven't done this past week. I want to thank each and every one of you that have reached out with condolences for my big boy. Um, I'm definitely doing a little better today, I can say, but I do have moments, and I know that's going to happen. I know it's going to take some time, but yeah, losing Rocky has been a struggle, and I appreciate every single one of you who have been supportive, have been in my DMs or texting me, reaching out and checking on us. For our whole family, it's been very, very sad, very life changing because he was a member of our family, and my cousin also lost her dog, and what we now are pretty sure was maybe started off as some kind of little, you know, fight between the dogs, but nothing to the magnitude that would have resulted in the way it did. Based on what the vet has said, we're pretty sure there was a snake involved in both of their deaths. So, yeah, our entire family is grieving. We lost two incredible dogs. They were brothers, they were from the same litter, and they were both amazing dogs. So, again, thank you all for being there for me. I appreciate it. And on that note, I will just say that look forward to more lives, not just on Kiely Rodni, but other cases and things that I will be covering. And again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you, mods. Thank you, chat, for always showing up, the support. I appreciate it. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next time. Thank you, Tia. All right. Stay blessed, guys. See you next time.